Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we find ourselves in the Cerro Gordo Silver Mines in the 1860s, where you'll take on the role of a historical figure from the town. Now collaboratively, you'll be building the town by placing buildings and roads, all while pursuing your own secret objectives. But this still is a competitive game, and at the end there is only one winner in town. Cerro Gordo Silver Mines is a city building game based on a true story of the silver mine that built Los Angeles, in collaboration with the iconic Ghost Town Living YouTube channel that has almost 2 million subscribers. And they've been actually living in the Cerro Gordo abandoned ghost town that was originally established in 1865, trying to bring it back to life. Now the game is for 2 to 5 players, takes 20 to 40 minutes to play, is for ages 10 and up, and published by Ghost Town Living Games. Now it's being crowdfunded right now, and there's only a few days left in the campaign, so I'm going to show you how the game works, and I'll see you on the other side. This is a crowdfunding preview, so all the art and components you see here, they're not final. These are prototypes. To see the most up-to-date art and components, check the link in the description of this video. Now at the beginning of the game, each player is going to be randomly assigned one of these characters, and these characters are true to the history of Cerro Gordo. Now each of them are going to have their own little special power and a different way that they score. We'll go over those later once you know a little bit more about the game. And each of them comes with a standee that you'll be using out on the board to go to different buildings and such. Now once you have your character, you're going to start with 2 silver, and you're going to start with 1 road. Now each of the characters, again, have a power or scoring. This power for this character says always have 2 roads in hand instead of 1, so they'll actually start with 2. Now the main thing you're trying to do is have the most points at the end, and one of the main ways to get points is by these objectives. Now these are private objectives. Usually these would be up in your hand so no one else could see them, but I got them down on the table so that you can see what's going on with this. So this would give us 6 points and 2 points if we fulfill these. We'll talk more about what these mean here in just a little bit. And the other main way to score is your special scoring system here, which says at the end of the game, score a point for a road segment of the longest continuous road. We'll show you a little bit more about that as well. You'll also get some points for leftover silver at the end of the game. Now at the beginning of the game, you are going to have a stack of mines, and there'll be a certain amount of them depending on the players. Playing a 4-player game here, so there's going to be 3 stacks of mine. Actually comes with this cool setup tool that helps you space out the stacks of mine so everything sort of connects together in an ideal way. But then you remove that and you start playing. Now turns are pretty simple. On your turn, you're going to be placing a building and placing a road, and you can do it in any order. Here are some different buildings. Now in the first turn of the game, you need to place a road first. And that's just because when you place a road, it has to connect to either another road or another building, and there's no roads out there yet to place buildings onto, so we are going to place a road. Now remember, my ability is I want to have a really long road, so I'm going to maybe try to use this one that has lots of different connections, and maybe connect it to the bottom here away from everything else, so it might be easier to make longer roads around down here. Now again, when you place a road, at least one connection either has to be touching a mine, another road, or a building that we'll show you in just a moment. Now you do have lots of flexibility in the placement of these. Like I could have put this like this, or like this, or like this, sort of like halfway on the tile like that, or like this. In this case, I decided to kind of just place it like this, so I have more opportunities maybe to build roads off here. So someone else might later be able to place a road or a building, in different spots. Now again, on your turn, you place a road and you place a building. We have not placed the building yet. Now let's look at this. Now there are different types of buildings in the game. For example, we have commercial, we have entertainment, we have industrial, and we have residential. Now let's start taking a look at some of our goals. Remember, these are secret goals normally. Entertainment district, we'll get 6 points if we're able to play a 4th or more entertainment building in a row or column. We also could get 2 points if we create a supply sector for miners, playing a commercial building adjacent to another commercial building. Now there is a commercial building here. The one furthest to the left is free. I could just take this, but there's an entertainment building here and there's one over here. We can see what's sort of coming down the line here. So if I really want to take this, I have to pay 1 silver on everything I skip over. So if I want this one, I got to leave a silver here and I would take this. If I wanted this one, I would also put a silver here. So both of these. So every one you skip over and don't take, you place silver on it, and I would take this. Because what's going to happen is these are going to end up sliding down like this, and a new one is going to be revealed. Now later on, if any player takes one that has silver on it, well, they gain that silver. That's one way to gain silver in the game. There's another big way to gain silver in the game, and these are the 3 public objectives that you see here. Like the one on the left is Heyday. You get 8 silver if you fully surround a mine. All 8 adjacent spaces are filled. Or 6 silver for Silver Trail. 2 mines, previously unconnected mines that are now connected by roads. Or 4 silver, last chance for silver, mine the last tile in a mine. Basically going through the whole tile, the whole stack of tiles in a mine. So let's talk about the mines once we place this building. So now I'm going to place that building, and again, it needs to be connected to a road like this, so maybe I connect it like this. Remember, I'm trying to make entertainment buildings in columns or rows here. This might give us some good ideas there. Then once we finish that, you're going to place your character on there, and then you're going to mine. Now we look to see, are we connected to a mine without any disruptions? So we can go through roads, we can't go through other buildings, we just have to be able to get there. And here we do, we come from here, we go directly from the road to this mine. So because of that, now sometimes you'll be connected to more than one mine through just roads. In that case, you mine the one that you're closest to. In this case, we're here, we can mine directly to here. We're going to get the amount of silver that's on top, so we'll get 3 silver there. And so that's another major way to get silver in the game. But then we're going to flip this up, and it's going to have an event. And there's all sorts of different events here. I'm just going to leave it right here so we can just look at it. Upgrade smelters. All silver mined is doubled through the end of your next turn, starting after this turn. So basically, everyone's going to have one turn where all silver is doubled. So everyone's going to be really trying to connect themselves. Kind of gives you a little bit of a change of strategy here in mid-game. Oh, look, and the next one is 3 as well. And so that's pretty much it for your turn. Place a road, place a building in either order, and then go to the next turn. So maybe now the other 3 players have gone, it's our turn, and let's look at what we might want to do. See, we're doubling the mines this turn. There's no great ones. This one's a little bit better, but remember, we're also trying to get columns or rows of these entertainment buildings for our goal. Our other goal is placing a commercial building next to another commercial building, but that one's not as high a points. But let's show you some other things you could do. Now remember, most of the time people have 1 road, we have 2. And anytime you place a road, you get another one sort of for your next turn, so you can kind of think through as other people are taking their turns. But let's say we're going to go ahead and place a road, because remember, we want long roads, and we want to place the entertainment building. Now remember, you can do it in any order. This time we're going to put a building first, so we'll pay 1 here, we'll grab this entertainment building, and so we are going to place that right here. It has to connect to any open road. It does, it connects to at least 1 open road. We're going to move our character. This is going to remind us how we're going to mine at the end of our turn there, and it looks like we are going to be able to mine from that. But we've moved it here, but we haven't placed a road yet. Now remember, we have 2 roads only because that's our special power. And we're going to place this road just like this, because we're going to start trying to build a long road. And it will get replaced. Again, now we're back up to 2. Now, there is something I haven't shown you that you can do yet. Once per turn, you can spend 2 silver to place a second road. And in this case, I'm going to place it just like this, because this is going to open this up for me to maybe put another entertainment building here later. Hopefully the other players don't key in what I'm doing, because this is a private goal. Remember, this getting 4 of these in a row or column. Other players don't know what I'm trying to do here, but they might be saying, you know what, he might be up to something over there. I'm going to put a building here to screw him up, but they don't really know what I'm doing. So I've got these plans that I hope don't get thwarted. And in the middle of that, I'm trying to build that longest road, because remember, at the end of the game, I'm going to get 1 point per road segment for the longest continuous road. So as of right now, this is the longest continuous road, and it's 3 tiles, so I've already got 3 points. So I'm going to keep trying to build off of one of these 2 as the game goes on, try to do that as my goal. But of course, as I'm doing that, I'm getting further away from the mines and such, so it might be a little harder to mine. Then we are going to mine. Remember, we built this road, we are connected to it like that, and so we're going to get a coin. But remember, the event that we showed earlier said for this next turn, everyone gets double, so I actually would get 2 silver. Then we're going to see what this event does. This is road construction. Everyone draw, then play a road in turn order. This is great. So I drew, and I'm going to go here. This gives me more options in case I get cut off to work on that long-term road there. And now you can see the map, how every game is going to be different because the way that people build and the different buildings that come out. You're literally building the town. It's going to look very different on your table every time you play the game. Because right now, we've only been through 5 total turns. We did 1 round of everybody, and then just me, and look at how much this is already built. Now, no one's even built to this mine yet, but again, that's just the way that each game is going to feel different. At some point, this will get connected. Someone's going to want to mine that, and then eventually some of these things will start all connecting up. But you even look at it right now, we have a 1, 2, or 3 coin, 3 silver mine there. There's already a road here. Somebody might want to put a building here, connect to this, get the silver. You know, what means more to them right now? Is it the silver, or is it building next to other buildings? There's lots of different things to think about. And even start thinking about some of the public goals. Remember, one of the public goals says to fully surround a mine. So if you fully surround a mine, all 8 spaces, you'll get 8 silver. Now we look at this one, it is almost fully done. If we get something here and something there, the person that actually puts the last thing in there is the one that does it. So you don't really want to set somebody else up for that, but maybe they have other goals, maybe they don't see it, maybe there's enough going on the board. So there's a lot of other things to consider. Now, all the other players just took their turns, and let's say this player just finished their turn here. Now, he ended up going here and mining from this mine here, because this is the closest one he's connected to. And to show you that even though this has a road that goes through here and is connected to this does not connect because it goes through a building. It has to be just roads like that. But let's say it's our turn. We have a plan here. Now, first of all, we got a little bit lucky. There's 2 coins in the entertainment building. The last couple players didn't want this. They saw I was taking them. Maybe they just thought it was dumb luck, or maybe they just had their own plan. They're not worrying too much about me. So I'm going to get this and 2 silver. Now I'm going to place this building right here, and those roads that I set up on a previous turn, I'm going to go here. Eventually I'm going to mine this turn. But look at this, I got 3 of the 4 that I need of those entertainment buildings. Now remember, I was trying to build the longest road here, and I am still going to try to do that, but I see something that I have to do right now to try to get some more silver. All right, so I've got a plan here. I'm going to go like this and put a road like this, right? And I'm going to pay 2 silver to place another road like this. Now look at this. We have just connected 2 mines that were not yet connected by roads, which means we're going to get 6 silver because we connected 2 previously unconnected mines by road. One of those public objectives. And again, this stays there. We could do it again later with 2 other ones that weren't connected. Somebody else might be able to do it. These stay there. And because we're connected here, we are going to mine this. We're going to get the 3 silver and then this. Now some of them have some interesting abilities here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Now this is Boomtown Rehab. This allows me to play this tile between any player's turns. I pay 5 silver and I replace a building of my choice with any available building. So that's excellent. This is going to help us get that goal possibly when we're trying to get 4 of these. Now in this next player's turn, they built a road and they built the building. Now they don't actually connect to this mine. And so they don't get to mine. And in that case, they get to choose any of the mines and draw the tile from there, but just do the event. So they couldn't mine this, but they're like, you know what? Someone might get this, and this is worth more silver, so let's take that away from the other players, not knowing what's below it. And then they could flip this over and see what that event is. And this one is Wood from the Sierras. For the next round, every player plays 2 buildings and 2 roads on their turn instead of 1. So it sort of speeds things up. So there's some other strategies there where even if you can't connect, you can sort of stop people from getting more silver. And let's say in our next turn, we were able to build this road. We're able to build this entertainment. And we go there. And it does end up lining up our 4 entertainment buildings. So at this point, this is when we actually would reveal this. I know you've been seeing this the whole time. This would have been in our hand. We reveal it. We show everyone we've done that. That'll give us points at the end. Let's just move this out. And then you would actually get to draw another one. Again, this would now be in your hand. This one says play a road tile that connects to 4 or more buildings. Now on your turn, it's expensive, but you can spend 5 silver to get rid of either or both of your objectives and draw back up. Like let's say it's getting towards the end of the game. I think I might be able to do this one that I got. This one, it's not worth a lot of points and it's gonna take a lot of work. Maybe I didn't want to do that. I spent the 2 silver to get rid of that. And maybe I get this one, which is premium living quarters. Play a residential building at least 2 road segments away from any other building. That might be good because I've been building that long road around. So there might be some empty roads and such. So maybe that one's a better one. Now remember, there's a certain amount of mines per player and a certain amount of tiles per mine per player. So it's all scales for player count. But once one of the mines gets completely empty, it's showing you getting sort of closer to the end of the game because once all 3 mines are empty, you finish that turn and at the end of the game you start to score. Now let's say I finished these 2, this would have been 10 points, and then here I get 1 point for that longest road. Let's say I had 7, I got 7 points for that, plus every 3 silver you still have left over is a point, whoever has the most is the winner. Now that you know how the game's played, let's go over some of the different events and powers and such that you might see in the game, like the Blizzard, where every player removes 1 road tile adjacent to the building they're on that could hurt or help you. Maybe you're next to a road that you want to go in a different direction for some other goal. So this could be good or bad depending on where you're at. Road extension, draw and place a road tile adjacent to the building you're on so you get some more roads. Changing of zoning is where any player on or adjacent to a residential building may replace it with an available building of their choice, and you don't pay the cost based on the positioning of the building road. You just get to place it. Now these are the ones that you get to play to use. So you stake a claim, you play between any player's turns, and you block 1 available building on your next turn. So you have a building out there that people want. You can say, nope, I'm staking that claim. I'm going to get it. So that's kind of cool. Claim jump. Choose a player. Rock, paper, scissors, and winner steals 2 silver from the loser. And land grant. Play when selecting a building on your turn to take any available building without paying. So now let's take a look at some of the other powers and scoring for some of the characters. So when paying to select a building, pay silver from the supply rather than from your own silver stash. So they get better buildings to buy for cheaper essentially. But the scoring, you convert silver to victory points for 2 to 1. So these sort of go together where they're going to keep silver, more silver, and it's going to be worth more. So they have more of a silver strategy. This one gets more silver. So Silver Mines getting them 1 plus silver. But in scoring, they're going to gain 1 silver for every time anyone, including yourself, plays a building adjacent to a mine. So throughout the game, instead of the end game scoring for most of these, throughout the game, they're going to be getting that. So you don't want to help them out by building adjacent, but that's what they're going to be trying to do as well. Now this one, whenever you draw a new objective, draw 2 and choose 1 to keep. So you have a little bit more flexibility as to which goals you're going to get. And then at the end of the game, score 10 points minus their number of residential tiles on the map. So you're going to be trying not to do residential tiles. You're going to be trying to use some of those events to swap tiles out and get rid of residential tiles. It gives you that sort of strategy. In this one, you always have 3 missions instead of 2. That's great. So you have a little bit more things to shoot for. But then scoring, gain 1 silver every time anyone, including yourself, plays a building adjacent to the entertainment building. Again, this one happens during the game. So you're going to want to be placing buildings adjacent to entertainments, and everyone's going to be trying not to do that. So those are sort of the different strategies that each of these characters give you. Well, there you have Cerro Gordo Silver Mines, and as I showed in the overview, it combines mining, objectives, tile laying, where you'll be competitively co-building the Cerro Gordo Silver Mines in the 1860s. Now you'll be building together, but you'll be crossing paths with other characters that have their own agenda. Now there's only a few days left before the campaign ends, so if you'd like to see the most up-to-date art and components and all the different pledge levels available, you can click the link below me in the description of this video. Now that's going to take you directly to the crowdfunding project page, and I'm sure that Ghost Town Living Games would love your support.